So we're now in Odaiba. This is an artificial island. Odaiba is sort of like an entertainment super island. A lot of like people come here for the whole night, and there's like arcades and lights and a giant Ferris wheel. And weirdly enough, I don't think it's common knowledge that Tokyo has a Statue of Liberty. I certainly didn't know that before I started researching for the trip. But here it is, although it's a lot smaller than our Statue of Liberty. I'm a little disappointed with how small it is.
That's what she said.
I was waiting. And this building behind me is the Fuji TV building. It's obviously really weird.
So behind me is this awesome statue. It is of a robot called Unicorn Gundam. I'm not really familiar with it, but it's to the exact scale, and I don't know, I kind of want to see what this is about.
It's the most badass unicorn I've ever seen. I know.
Oh, that's cool.
Odaiba and raining. So here in Odaiba is Megaweb, which is a car museum. I think Megaweb is a really weird name for a car museum.
Yeah, it is.
We aren't car people, so we wouldn't normally come here, but it was free, and we're just trying to walk through the building to get to the next spot, and it's raining out. So here we are at Megaweb. So right now we are in the big Ferris wheel of Tokyo. When this was built, it was the tallest Ferris wheel in the world. It's now been beat out. The tallest one's now in Vegas. I don't know if there's a second or if there's any others. It's pretty huge. And as we mentioned before, it's extremely windy out, and we were just kind of wandering around looking for things to do. We decided to come up here, and we forgot about the wind. So it's a little unnerving being this high up in a Ferris wheel with this much wind. And we can hear it like beating against the side of the car, but it is very steady. And we do trust Japanese engineering, don't we? The views are great. 16 minutes of memories. It's terrifying up here in this wind.
I cried hysterically. I had a straight-on panic attack, like a panic attack.
It was legitimately terrible. The wind was just gusting into the side. The car was shaking. Like when we were walking down here before and the wind was gusting, we had to like lean into the wind. It's like seriously windy as hell. When we got to Odaiba, the Ferris wheel wasn't even operating, and we were like, oh, it must be closed because of the wind. And then when we got here, it said that it was closed for maintenance. It's like how you want to eat sushi, like when it's fresh.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best time to ride the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, unless they forgot to like put in a screw. I don't know if it's obvious that I was crying or not, but yeah, that was scary.
Just to give you an idea of the wind, giant Ferris wheel.
It's not down here. It's worse up there.
So one thing that's really great about Japan is the luggage forwarding services. I'm taking these bags to 7-Eleven right over here, which is right across the street from where we're staying. Fill out this form, they send it to the next place you're staying at. It's pretty cheap compared to everything else here. It's like 25 bucks to send these, although I haven't paid yet, so we'll see what it ends up being. And we'll see if it actually works and gets there. Now we don't have to hike around with this for the next couple days. We just spent the whole morning divvying up our stuff into this bag, which we don't use, and to the next bag, which we will use. Right, so just leaving the 7-Eleven. First part worked okay. they understood what I wanted to do. I filled out the forms here. I had to do another one in there with him for the second bag. Yeah, let's hope that they end up to our next place in Takayama. We're doing a hike tomorrow, so now we won't have to hike with all that. I don't know how much it weighed, but it was a lot. We're now in the Shinjuku Gyoen gardens. Probably not pronounced correctly. These are the most popular gardens in the city. We just entered, so we haven't seen too much yet, but there are a lot of big trees here. It's very crowded. We kind of have the same weather that we did yesterday when we were at the other gardens, which I can't remember the name of, but it was really windy and there was like dust flying, and we just dealt with that on the way in, but now we're kind of in the tree cover.
There are several different sections in this little garden area, and this one is called Mother and Child's Forest. Yay!
And we came here for the name, not based on how good it is.
That's exactly right.
So this is our first nice viewpoint since entering the garden. Still a little windy, but the view is nice.
Alright, so we're standing outside of the Raku Tea House. It's a traditional tea house, but we didn't realize that it's actually in use. Behind me you can see that you can order whatever type of tea that you want, you pay for it, and the people waiting behind us are waiting in line to get their tea. So we're going to try to do a sneak peek, but...
We're now at the Shoutentai Tea House. This is, I think, the second of only 2 tea houses here. And I guess similar to the other one, it was like one back in the day where only like the imperial people could use. After World War II, this place was opened up to the public, and now anyone can use it.
In this national garden, there's Japanese, English, and French gardens. This one in particular is the Japanese one.
You don't have too much time to forget that you're in Tokyo. Every angle you look at, there's like a skyscraper peeking out of the horizon of the gardens. And this here is the Taiwan Pavilion. We know nothing about it, but it looks cool.
It looks awesome. These are absolutely stunning. Wow, look at this, babe. Isn't that pretty? Wow. My goodness. These are just glorious.
So I was just saying, we're walking through this tunnel here that goes under the train tracks and I think a highway. And in pretty much any other part of the world, I would be like a little bit, not like concerned, but just aware of my surroundings. And it's like here, I don't even feel the need to be. It's like everywhere is so safe. And there's like no sketchy people anywhere in the city.
No.
We saw like one homeless man, and even he like had a broom next to him. Like, so we're now at the Meiji Jingu Shrine. Definitely not pronounced correctly. I'm pretty sure this is the best shrine in Tokyo. So we're happy to be here. We haven't quite made it here yet. This is our last day and it closes soon, so we're rushing in to see it before it closes. And it's got a pretty grand entrance.
Yes.
So this was built in 1920 for Emperor Meiji. So the centennial is coming up in 2 years, in 2020, so they're doing a little bit of restoration.
The stores are pretty awesome. Whoa, Tegan. Whoa. So here's some barrels of sake, and they're wrapped in straw. There's a bunch of them. Pretty cool. I guess these guys are pretty famous because these girls are like swooning over
So this here is the Shibuya Crossing. It's the busiest pedestrian crosswalk in the world. If you ever wanted to play Mario Kart in real life, you can do that in Tokyo. So Kristen's been seeing this Face Yourself advertisement all over town. It's like a Japanese boy band. She's a whore for corporate music.
Okay, here what you say.
This store is like 5 floors tall, and it's filled with CDs and DVDs. It's amazing in the internet age that there's still demand for this. There's also a Tower Records down the way. I haven't seen one of those in about like close to a decade probably. We're just wasting memory space now. So this is a statue of a dog named Hachiko, and Hachiko's owner used to take a walk from his house to this area and take the subway to work. And Hachiko would walk with him to the subway every day. After the man came back from work, Hachiko would come back to greet him at the subway and walk him back home. They did this every single day. One day the man died at work, and Hachiko continued to come back every day to wait for his owner at the subway stop here. And eventually Hachiko himself died, and it became kind of like a known story in Tokyo. And now there's a statue here which is very popular, obviously. It took us a couple minutes to actually get close enough to do this video. It, of course, doesn't help that it's right next to the Shibuya Crossing, which adds to its popularity. But yeah, local sad story, but the memory lives on. So it's our last night in Tokyo. We have an early train tomorrow to catch, so we didn't want to eat dinner out and get stuck out real late. So we just got some sushi to go. There was a language barrier. We weren't even sure if we were going to get it to go, but luckily it came to go. She was also fussing. Tegan, not Kristen. So it was an extra reason to not want to eat at the restaurant. So we got home. I didn't realize this when we ordered it, but there are like snow crab leg sushi pieces in each order with like the shell attached, so you know that's not imitation crab meat. So that's good to see. Also of note is like the presentation of the sushi to go is pretty similar to what we have at home, like with these little grass things, and you know, everything is pretty much the same. So it makes me happy. You know, it makes it seem like we have like somewhat authentic sushi at home and not just Americanized sushi. Although California rolls are totally Americanized.
All right, we made it onto our bullet train with like 30 seconds to spare. Both Justin and I were running through the train station to get here. We took a taxi. We were supposed to take a subway, but Justin figured out we weren't going to get here on time. So we took that.
Right here.
Poor little Tegan. I was holding her little head so she wouldn't rattle too much. She handled it great. We're here now. We made it.
Got on the train at 6:25. Train left at 6:26. We certainly broke the first rule, and we have no regrets. The Japanese bullet trains are the fastest trains in the world. They go 200 miles an hour. I don't think we're going that fast yet. I guess once we get out of the city, we'll go faster maybe.
Wow, look at that. Even with the power cords in front of it, this is a pretty spectacular view.
Well, we got to see Fuji.
Woohoo!
the bad thing about being on a 200-mile-an-hour bullet train. It's not that much of a window to see Fuji.